case of Dixon v. Froio. Ms. Dixon, today you come to our court after a very difficult journey and some grave health issues. In your statement, you say you believe that Mr. Froio is your father, and he has denied you since you were a little girl, even though he signed your birth certificate.
Yes, ma'am.
You are seeking results of a paternity test to prove that he is indeed your biological father. Now, Mr. Froio, you claim you have serious doubts that you are Ms. Dixon's father because another man confronted you and told you that he was Ms. Dixon's biological father.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you say you're sure today's DNA test results will prove that you are not, in fact, her father. I have to ask you first, Ms. Dixon, how does it make you feel that Mr. Froio is denying you?
It makes me angry and hurt. I was diagnosed with cancer, and recently I've been very ill. I would like my father to be there. I want to know. I'm 25. I've gone this far. I don't want anything from him. I just want to know. I don't want him to feel sorry for me. He says he's not my dad, but he'll be there for me. I don't need a charity case. You know, if he's not my dad, he's not my dad. But if he is, I'd like him to know, like, I've been through so much. My grandmother passed away, his mother, in '98. At the funeral, he told me my tears weren't needed because it wasn't my grandmother. I was 10. He told me when I was about 15 that a man named Tom Ashley was my father.
Mr. Froio, why are you so sure that you're not Ms. Dixon's father? Because she truly feels rejected by you.
Well, when she was about 6 or 7 years old, I had contacted her mother, which is to the right of her right now, and asked if I could take her out for her birthday and buy her stuff. Quote, unquote, over the phone, you're not seeing her.
Oh, no, that is not true. He would not give me a phone number, an address. He wouldn't tell me where he was taking her, how long he was taking her, and I wasn't having that. And there is no Tom Ashley. Are you serious?
So you're saying, Miss Walby, you're saying there's absolutely no Tom Ashley. You don't even...
You know what? If there is a Tom Ashley, I would like to meet him because he's got to be a better dad than him. He denies her because she was a girl. That's why he denied her.
Is that
he
true,
wanted
Mr.
a boy.
No. I have an older daughter, I have an older son, and I have a younger daughter. I don't deny anything.
He wanted a boy. He left me in the hospital right after I gave birth and did not come back to that hospital.
Today will prove it, Your Honor.
This will prove it today.
I just want to know. He tattooed my name on his arm. Like he said he's got older children. All 4 of us are in a row, from oldest to youngest. My name's on his arm.
Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, why would you tattoo her name on your arm if you didn't believe she was yours?
Up till 5 years ago, Your Honor.
Are you serious right now?
You denied me in '98.
Let me ask you. Hush up there, lady. I'm talking.
Mr. Dixon.
Ooh, back up.
Simple reason is, Your Honor, why does Samantha have Dixon for her last name if I am true her biological father and it's not my last name?
He asked me at the hospital, do not put Froio on there because it would upset his mother. Don't play that. That's why I gave her Dixon.
That's your story.
And I'm sticking to it.
That's your story.
And I'm sticking to it.
And what happened 5 years ago?
5 years ago, my son and myself were in Florida, and this gentleman came in, which was a friend of his. He goes, Samantha has never been your daughter. I go, what do you mean? My son sat next to me. He says, she's mine, and I'll never go to New York State to prove any different.
Well, I'd like to know who he is, really, because he might be a better dad than you.
Do you see this, Your Honor?
So you're saying you were sitting there?
Yes, ma'am.
And this gentleman just throws this out to you?
At the same time, he was seeing the girl he's married to now.
Yes.
And seeing Patty.
So you guys were together?
Yes, ma'am.
You're living together?
Yes, ma'am.
And they stayed together 5 years after I was born. And he denied me when I was 8. He denied me when I was 15. He denied me again when I was 17. Now it's when I was 20. I don't want anything from him physically. I don't want his money. I just want to know that he doesn't need to be my dad to feel sorry for me. I don't need no one to feel sorry for me. I battled cancer for 6 years by myself with nobody there. He's lost his mother to cancer. You would think being that if you thought I was your daughter, why wouldn't you want to be there?
And I need to understand, Mr. Froio, if you have compassion or at least some type of affection towards Miss Dixon, because it's not being shown very much in the court today.
Whatever the paternity comes out to be, it is. I have neither disliked her or like her.
There were several instances that Ms. Dixon enumerated, ages, 5, 8, that she says you denied her. What are these circumstances?
When I was about 13, no, it was when my grandmother died. So we'll say from 10 to 13, he was dating a girl who didn't like me. She considered me to be a ghetto hood rat because I didn't have the best of the best. So I called his phone because I always find his number. I have his number now because I've never let go of the memories when I was 5. I've always wanted that dad back because at one time he loved me. One time I was the light of his life at one point.
And you remember that?
And I remember sitting on his lap. He used to race motorcycles, and I'd go to the tracks with him and sit on his bike before every race. He said I was his good luck charm. He used to call me his moose because I was so chunky. But when I called his phone, he told me not to call him anymore because I wasn't his child. Because his girlfriend didn't like me. And then I did. I disrespected her, and I went up one side of her and down another, and he told me never to call him again because he's not going to have anybody acting like that. But you know what? How many times am I supposed to be hurt? How many times am I supposed to reach out for him and ask him to just be there?
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Did you say to her, directly to her, when she's trying to reach out to you, like, don't call me anymore because you're not my daughter?
Nope.
Yeah, but you know what, Your Honor, at 14...
When you were at your mother's funeral, did you also say that...
My tears weren't needed because she wasn't my grandma.
I did not say that.
You didn't say that?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor,
if she's just making this up, what would be her motive?
Don't ask me. I can't tell you.
Can I tell you...
Ms. Dixon...
At 14, I went down the wrong path. I decided that I didn't have a dad. I had no male figure in my life to lay the law. My mom was working 60 hours a week to support the home. She had 2 other kids besides me. 14, I reached out to boys. I figured if I couldn't have a dad to love me, maybe a boy would. I lost my virginity and got pregnant with twins. I called Sam when I was pregnant with them twins, and he asked me if they were mixed. And I told him they were, and you know what? He told me he didn't respect the fact that I was pregnant. Well, when my twins died January 17th, I called him, and he told me it was meant to happen. He showed up to the funeral because they were dead. That's the only reason why. He was there for a whole 5-10 minutes and left. He sat in the opposite part of the funeral parlor.
I love the way that she can read my mind and she can predict what I say and what I don't say, Your Honor.
Did you show up to the funeral?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Was it
no, I did not make statements like that because that is unmoral.
You're unmoral.
I have more class than that. I have a lot more class than that. So when you
showed up to the funeral, it's your position that you were showing up to support her and what would be your potential grandchildren? Or
I showed up to do the thing that normal people do when someone passes away, to pay the right respect to that person that they've lost their loved ones.
But if I'm nobody to you, why would you come? I'm nobody to you. What does it matter to me? I wouldn't go to a random person's funeral. I'm not gonna go to a stranger's funeral. At 19, I was diagnosed with stage 3 lymphoma. At that time, I had a 1-year-old son and a 2-week-old son. They gave me 3 months to live. I didn't lay down, I fought. I did 2 years of chemo. I went bald. At 19 years old, I had no hair, no support. Now at 22, I had my daughter, miracle child they said I couldn't have. I got married. I married the father of my children, and guess what? My dad didn't give me away because my dad's never been there. And if he's not my dad, tell me where I can go find him.
I am seeing constantly this young woman reaching out to you, despite you denying her, despite you...
At lunch, he told me that he wasn't my father, which is why I'm here today, because I don't need a sympathy and I don't need a charity case. I've done enough without his help. I really don't need him. I just want to know that this next battle of cancer that I'm facing, that if something happens, he doesn't have to come to my funeral for sympathy. He'll come because he knows.
This sounds like it's a sympathy thing instead of paternity thing, Your Honor.
Wait a minute, Mr. Froio, wait a minute.
Taking charge.
How could you listen to this woman?
I'm listening.
Explain what she has gone through, what she is going through, and say, Your Honor, it sounds more like it's a sympathy thing than a paternity thing.
That's what it sounds like.
Well, I submit to you today that it is both. Because if you don't have a level of sympathy and empathy, I don't care if you don't think she's your daughter. I'm talking about her as a woman, having to go through what she's gone through. And you don't have a level of sympathy for that? I really must say to you that it is disappointing for you to make a statement like that. And you are old enough. You're a grown man with kids. And you should know that it can be about both. As a father and as a potential father, you should be able to have sympathy and empathy about the question she has concerning her paternity. That's how it's connected. Especially since she remembers you. Now, you may choose not to remember her, but she remembers you.
She's idolized him for
and
years.
I still do.
And
I still do. Which is why I'm here at 25.
If it comes up, Your Honor, that I am not the father, okay, and I'm not disputing anything.
Then I'll look up Tom Ashley.
I want to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that she could turn to her daughter and say, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, I was wrong. But if not, I am man enough to tell her I apologize for everything that's happened. And be a man about it.
Your Honor, may I say something to my daughter? I do apologize for not being there all the time when you needed me. You know I love you with all my heart. And I will never, ever deny you the fact of your father, which happens to be him, and I'm sorry. But I love you, and...
All right, Mr. Froio, you have another daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And she is actually here.
Yes.
Bring in Miss Froio right now. I want to hear from her.
Me and Shannon grew up together. It's great she's here.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. You okay? What's on your mind? Before I ask you a question, tell me what's on your mind.
It is so true about what Patty said. It's a girl thing. My mom left him when I was 2 months old. I was forced to go. I have a brother, and we have the same mom and dad. In order for him to take my brother, he had to take me. Did he want to take me? No. My mom made him take me. And yes, we used to go to Patty's house when my dad was with her. He wasn't always there. We were there with Patty. To me, it was a girl thing. I have 3 boys. He did not want nothing to do with me until I had my first son.
These are really strong statements, and your daughter is obviously very hurt. Do you, in any way, understand or agree with what she's saying?
Oh, I understand what she's saying.
Do you have a preference for boys
No,
and
I
have
don't.
neglected your girls?
No, I don't.
Mr. Froio, I've been trying to understand where this huge doubt comes in besides this one instance 5 years ago. That's the only thing you've presented to this court where you felt like you had reason to doubt whether or not Ms. Dixon...
When another person tells you that's not your child, that's mine, what are you to believe?
I need you to make me understand.
When the mother won't let you see the child, Your Honor, and you can't go over there or they'll call the cops, you don't go. Because I ain't never been to jail. I'm not about to go to jail.
Dads do it every day. File for visitation.
Maybe you should have told me where you were going, how long you were going to have her,
That wasn't even the case, and you know it. All you do is talk profanity to other people, and so on and so forth. And you know what? I don't do it about. Yeah, it's always about you, Patty.
It's about my daughter.
It's always about you, Patty.
All right.
Thank you, though.
I've heard enough. I think it's time for the results, and I know that's what everyone really wants to know. Jerome, please hand me the envelope.
Moment of truth. 25 years in the making.
In the case of Dixon versus Froio,
Moment of truth. 25 years in the making.
in the case of Dixon versus Froio, when it comes to Samantha Ashley Dixon, Mr. Froio, you are her father.
Told you. There was Bob Ashley.
I'm a man of my word. Samantha, I apologize to you, and I'm wrong for being the way I was, but you know what? Now you know the truth, and I apologize.
Can I have a hug?
I'm sorry, baby. I'll be there for you.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. I'm sorry.
Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you for having the courage to come and hear the truth.
I've waited 25 years to hear those words.
And you got it. And Mr. Froio, you said you were going to apologize, and you did. Now, from that apology, I really expect you to follow through.
Oh, I will, Your Honor.
Thank you, because this young girl is worth it. She still loves you and wants the love of her father, and she deserves it.
She'll get it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Mr. Muriel, you and your sister have petitioned the court to order a DNA test to prove that you are not the father of the defendant's 18-month-old son, Zadrian. You have always believed you are not the father and are hoping the court grants you the test so you can prove your case. Is this correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Redmond, you say you are tired of being a single mom. You didn't make this baby by yourself and state there is no reason for a paternity test because the plaintiff already acknowledged he was the father by signing the birth certificate. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this court must decide through testimony if there is enough evidence to order a paternity test. Let me start with you, Mr. Muriel. Why is this DNA test so important?
Well, Your Honor, first of all, I'm a young entrepreneur. I'm 22 years old, and I'm looking to expand my brand. And with this lady here putting a child on me, it's like stopping me from leaving and going to do what I want to do. So I'm like really stuck, and I need the answers because it's not my child.
And so you say that this young woman is putting a child on you. You signed the birth certificate.
Yes.
Your Honor.
No. No.
His mom was there.
The point is this. When you were at the hospital, did you believe the child was yours at the time?
No.
You did not?
No.
And so, okay, so you got this opportunity and it was time to sign the birth certificate. You went and did it, why?
Because I felt very pressured. Like everybody's sitting there looking at me as far as like her family.
His mom was there. His mom was there telling him the baby looked just like you. Ain't no denying this baby.
Was your mother present at the birth, Mr. Muriel?
No.
Yes, she was.
No, she wasn't.
Yes,
Neither was I, or I would have never.
His
I would have
mom
never
was there
advised
when
him
I got
to sign.
suited up to have my C-section.
No.
Okay, so listen, Mr. Muriel.
Zadrian Sherrard Muriel. You chose that name, not me.
You chose that.
You put his name, your name, as his middle name.
Mr. Muriel, hold on now. And the child also has your last name.
Yeah.
And do you understand what being the legal father means?
Yes.
You do. So you now know that once you sign it under the law, you are that child's father. Even if you're not his biological father, you're still the legal father.
Okay.
And then you would then have to, depending on if I order this paternity test, if we have enough evidence, you know, that's something you'd have to deal with in your home state, but this is something you should know. And this is the part that gets me, because young people, you all so busy engaging in adult activities, but you don't know adult laws and facts.
Well, I told him that before, and I told him he also needs a real DNA test.
I was in the hospital like, nephew, why didn't you name him Sherrard? Nephew.
Lies.
That was you.
So you're saying people were acknowledging this child?
Yes, she called me
well, where's
on his
the picture?
phone, talking about, nephew, why didn't you name, and then his nieces and nephews, her kids were asking, why did you name him Zadrian and not Sherrard? And because I wanted him to have his own name, but I let Sherrard put it as the middle name.
I didn't choose that. I just did it. I ain't choose that at all. I didn't pick no names.
I chose the first name. I made that up when I was about 3 months pregnant. I had that.
So my point is this. You are trying to present enough evidence to warrant me ordering a paternity test.
Correct.
And what I'm trying to figure out are where are the doubts? I mean, as it stands right now, it's like you were in the hospital, you signed a birth certificate, you said you did it because you had doubt. Now I need to know proof of that doubt. Mr.
I wasn't even
Muriel?
there. Yes, and I believe she was with other people.
Okay, you say you weren't even there. Give me the facts surrounding that. You weren't there.
I weren't there. I was here in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to pursue my dream.
All right. Hold on. I want to
be.
figure this out. Because you saying you're here, you're there.
And he was here New Year's Eve.
Let's try to figure out the actual date of conception.
Okay.
Zadrian's date of birth is what?
September 15th. September 16th.
Okay.
She don't even see.
I got the year and the date mixed up, okay?
Yeah,
Why does your
it's
brother know my son's birthday if that's not his baby?
It's okay.
Why'd he sign my birth certificate and give
But
him
why
the middle
is he
name
still
if it's not his
questioning
baby?
after he signed it? Men, if they stick firm with what they
believe, ladies, let's get down to the bottom of this. Zadrian was born September 16, 2015, right? If you hit calculate, the window of conception would be December 18th through December 23rd of 2014. The question I need answered is, where were you between December 18th and December 23rd, 2014?
You know what? Time out. I don't know where he was on them dates, particularly. I'll give him that. He could have been wherever he wanted to be, because that's where he
So it is your testimony that you don't know where he was
those couple
December
dates that
18th
you're
through the
giving
23rd.
me, but by the 26th he was here, because we went New Year's Eve shopping together. We were at the same New Year's Eve party together.
Is that true?
He took me home. Because I was drunk.
He don't smoke, he don't drink, he
Doesn't
wouldn't
mean
drink
you
a
weren't
Red
at the
Bull.
party.
I don't
He don't party.
He be at the club with you too.
He look just like the other
so I
dude.
really don't care though. I mean,
look just
I
like
do
the other
care.
dude you got
I'd
caught
like
with.
him to get his closure and his sister to be quiet.
Yeah.
So I love for you to do this today, Your Honor. Please do.
She got caught with a whole nother dude that she's saying she was at her friend's house. This is what happened from the beginning of the story. I'm in my city, Lansing, Michigan, riding around. Pull up to one of my boys' house. I leave there. I see her vehicle in the neighborhood she's never in, you know? So I pulled my car back to wait. Basically, I sat and watched whose house she was about to come out of. Because I don't know whose house this is, and I'm trying to figure it out.
And she wasn't answering the phone.
And she wasn't answering the phone or text messages. So I pull up behind her once she comes out and get to the car. And I'm like, whose house is this? Whose house was you just at? She say some girl name. I said, all right, go get her. Show me who you talking about. She's like, no. I'm like, no. Well, all right, I'll go get her myself.
We weren't together. I didn't have nothing to prove.
No. Hey, look. So I said, I'll go get her myself then. So she gets in the car real fast, turn around, skirt off. Okay, it's something going on then. So I knock on the door. A dude answers the door.
So Ms. Redmond said she was there to visit a girl, but you know there wasn't a girl in there.
There was no girl. Where's she at?
Right.
So this is the issue. You all are
The issue is 1 minute she says he's the dad, 1 minute she says that he's not. And
No, that's
he's trying to live his life. No, that is you. That is you getting caught riding down the street with dudes. That's you on Snapchat saying, look at Zadrian playing with his dad with the same guy she got caught at the house.
Time out.
Hold on.
Time out.
Hold on, Miss Redmond, hold on. Now, Miss Miss Mask has asserted that you were on Snapchat talking about someone else was Zadrian's father?
Yes. Zadrian playing with her dad. Zadrian's playing with his daddy. Look at
Am I gonna
daddy and the kids.
Are you gonna answer for me?
I would like to hear a
Snapchat,
response.
so be quiet.
I would like to hear a response.
So anyway,
Trust
like
me.
I was saying,
Trust me.
yeah, you're right. It's been a year and a half. My son is, like you said, 18 months old. I don't even talk to him no more. Why are you pulling up to any house that you see my vehicle at? What business do you have?
Were you on Snapchat with a video saying this?
Time out.
She's lying.
Time out.
She's lying.
Did I ever say, look at him with his dad? No, I don't believe I've ever posted him and the guy I was talking to. Did he catch me riding in the car with him? Yes, because that guy was the guy I was talking to.
But you lied.
And I had to pick my son up from daycare. I'm a single mom.
But listen,
I don't have time
hold
to
on.
date
So
and
now,
be a mom.
wait. So now we're in court and you're saying, did he catch me riding in a car?
With a guy, yes.
With a guy, yes.
The same guy.
She's told me multiple
Is that
times
the
I'm
same
not
guy when he went up to the house and opened the door? But this is the person you believe is
the father.
Zadrian's father, because you say there's a striking resemblance. You say when you opened that door, it looked just like.
Yeah.
I guess guess what? The reason why he said that was my son. He said, "Oh, that man is light-skinned. That's probably your baby daddy." Oh, I could name a few of y'all that light-skinned. I guess they are my baby daddies in here. Because there's more than just one person light-skinned.
But this is the point, Miss.
She has told me I'm not the dad multiple
This
times.
is the point.
Period.
Like.
Period.
She told you you're what?
I'm not the father multiple
When did
times.
she
Why
say
would
that?
she say that? She says that she said it throughout the whole period of him being born.
I do.
Talking about you're not the dad anyway. I'll take him to his real dad.
You were there in the beginning. It wasn't until she stepped in his ear.
You're wishy-washy.
It wasn't until she stepped in his ear that he started denying it. It was 3 weeks. No, it was Christmas time that he started denying my son. And that's when she came up from Atlanta for Christmas.
All right,
okay?
So listen. I've heard enough testimony. In light of what's going on here and the testimony I've heard, there is clearly enough evidence to order a paternity test in this particular case. And I am going to do so for Zadrian, because we need to get down to the bottom of this. So after I adjourn court, you all are going to go directly to the laboratory and undergo DNA testing.
Let's do it.
Submit to it, and we will return back to this courtroom for the results. Are we clear?
Clear.
Court is adjourned.
I feel like I very much so proved my case. I'm excited for the DNA test. I'm ready to get this thing going so I can move forward in my life.
I'm glad she did that. I need them to zip it up. I need him to step up and his family to shut up so that we can all just move on and my son can have a dad and a mom and I ain't got to be both no more. I ain't making by myself. I'm excited she did this.
We're reconvening in the case of Mask, Muriel versus Redmond. In our last court session, I found that there was sufficient evidence to warrant me ordering a paternity test. Since that time, you have submitted to DNA testing, and I have those results here for you today. Before I go to the results, is there anything anyone would like to say? Yes, Ms. Mask.
I just want to say that he is a good person. That is why he signed that birth certificate, because he's like, you know, it's all these women here and I'm just gonna do the right thing. And if he is a dad, then we'll make up for any lost time or money or anything.
Anyone else? Yes, Ms. Redmond.
Really all I want is him to step up and his family to step aside. He's the parent here. He needs to be making decisions on his own like I've been doing. I mean, yes, I have support, but I mean, I don't have an option. I've been doing it. So all I want is him to step up and his family to step aside and let him do that. Stop steering him. He's grown. Let him make his own decisions on how to be a dad. Don't keep trying to play dad, because you're not. You're not mom or dad, you're aunt and grandma. We mom and dad, let us do ours. And you guys just fall in,
Well, listen. I mean, his sister is nodding affirmatively, and we have not yet established whether or not he is Zadrian's biological father, but there's truth to both sides. You know, you all are young, but if you're bringing children into the world, you have to grow up and you have to be parents. Mm-hmm. At the same token, I have a brother. I know what it means to be a sister. I just have one brother. I'm very protective over him, and he's my big brother.
I have 7.
I mean, so you get it.
And I support her.
Exactly.
Supporting him.
So I think this is an important moment when you both acknowledge what the other side feels.
But I just want to make it very clear that he's a good man, period. He's doing his thing as
he's not a bad
individual. So
he is a good individual, but he's not being a good dad that I need him to be. I don't care. I address you're a good individual. You're doing your thing, but I need you to be a good dad too. I need both.
Oh.
Let's get the results. Yeah. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Mask, Muriel versus Redmond, when it comes to 18-month-old Zadrian Muriel, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Muriel, you are the father. You are Zadrian's father.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel okay about it. You know, I'm gonna do what I need to for him, and that's really it.
It's a huge responsibility.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason why I wanted him to get the test, because a child is, serious.
Yes.
It's serious. It's not nothing to be running around like pretending you're the dad, or one month you're the dad, the next minute you're not. So now you know for a fact, even if she gets upset and says it, or which she shouldn't anymore.
When's the last time you saw your son?
Like, I believe like a month ago.
Just a month ago.
Yeah.
We're hoping that we won't wait another month.
Right.
We're hoping we won't let things go for months at a time. Ms. Redmond, your testimony has been proven in court today that he is Zadrian's biological father. But this is not gonna come together like a little beautiful Tiffany box with the bow. My mother always told me every battle isn't worth the fight. And you, look, as a parent of a beautiful baby who now you know this is their father, but you all have had some issues, what I'm saying is there may be those times that things don't go the way you expect, but think about in your mind, is this battle worth the fight? We have counseling and resources for you all. This baby is just too beautiful. And I hope you understand how much he's counting on you.